Hello, this is Patrick, and this is going to be a comparison video of the 1988 540R Fountain Blue, 1990 JS1 in black, and 2002 JS900 in black pearl. So as we know, us that love Joe Satriani and the JS series line of Ibanez guitars, this is how it all started. The 540R, which, as I just read on JoeSatrianiUniverse.com, I believe, in an interview with Joe, that they started out, the Black Dog, which is this one, they started out by using a 540 body and a Roadstar neck as the basis for what would become the JS1. Or so this would be that. It's interesting to note right off the bat. Okay, so I made a little spec sheet comparing these guitars, and I will go over it. The interesting thing is that the bodies weigh exactly the same, 3.1 kilos, which is 6.8 pounds. I did weigh them, so they are the same weight, very light. The sculpturing of the body is different from the 540R from 1988 to the JS1 in 1990, but this is a very low serial JS1. It's 255, and I've seen other JS1s, which are, I believe it's 737 I've seen. It's a white one, and it's got basically the same contours and the horns than the 900 or the 540R, which are very faint. This is very cut out, so they varied a lot. I don't know what they were thinking, what they were doing. CNC machining was around back then already, but probably didn't take off as much as it's taken off later, so I don't know. But right off the bat, I know people would like a Joe Satriani model, but they don't like the rounder board because these have 9.5. Well, this has a 10-inch actually. Interesting. I measured it with the little tool that you get for measuring fretboard radius. This is a 10-inch. This is a 9.5-inch, which is more like a Fender, modern Fender C-shape radius on the fretboard. Not to confuse neck shape and fingerboard radius. This one is a 17-inch. So, reason I'm saying this is that a lot of people I've read online, they would like a Joe Satriani model, but they don't like the rounder board because they like flatter boards. Because a lot of Ibanez players are used to the wizard necks and what have you, and they're all 16, 17-inch flatter boards. So this one's a 17-inch. So if you'd like a Joe Satriani kind of guitar, but you don't like the rounder board, get a 540R. They made these in HH humbucker configuration, so you will be able to find one of these. I picked up this one because, you know, it was cheap, and it's fountain blue, and they only made 72 of these in 1988, so it's very limited. But if you like the flatter board, get yourself one of these. It's the same body. If you get it in H&H configuration, you just pop in a couple PAF Pros, a Fred and a PAF PF Pro pickups, and you're good to go. So, same tremolo. It's the Edge, original Edge. So yeah, the difference between them, in more detail, is they all weigh exactly the same, 3.1 kilos. Now, the neck on the 540R is called an Ultra. That's the name of the neck. You can look this up on Ibanez fandom wiki something. And it explains all the little details. Now, as you can see, it's in millimeters. The discrepancies, the differences are they're not that huge, you know. The big thing is the radius, because from 17-inch to 10-inch to 9.5, that's a big deal. Now, the body is all basswood. I still don't understand the difference between American basswood and basswood, but be that as it may. The pickups on the 540R are F1 humbucker, C1 single coil and C1 single coil. Traditional 5-way switch. They switched to the 5-way switching from the toggle in 1988. So if you pick up 1987, it has the toggle switches. Now, people think, because there is the Now That Is Earth cover of Joe Satriani, and it features a 540p power, and people sell them, and they say that it's the precursor to the JS series guitars, which is not true, because it's a totally different body shape. He used the 540p for the cover shoot. See? So that's a different body shape altogether. It's got the toggle switches, as you can see, but it's a different body shape. And they didn't use this at all for the JS line because the body shape is completely different. No. They used, I don't have a catalog for the radius, but they definitely used this guitar. So it's kind of hard to put them all in the same frame, but interesting detail too, the 540R comes with a backstop installed, because the guy that I bought it from, he bought it in 1988 and really didn't play it much. So there's the F7 for 1987. So when you look at the body, it's a JS body. Now, the JS900 and the JS1 are a little thicker here. Just, you know, minor detail. And this is a little more narrow on the Satrianis, but the contours are a little bit different, but so are the contours on Stratocasters. So if you look at the JS1, it's the same body. The interesting thing, though, is that, see that sculpting of the horns? Not all JS1s, and this is a really early one because it doesn't even have the JS series on there yet, as you can see from the serial number. It's 255, so it's very low, but they changed that on the JS1s, even without the, well, I think they put that JS series logo on the headstock at around serial number 1000, I believe. No, that's not true, because I saw 737, a white one. And it also has the JS logo on there already, so I'm not exactly sure. But this is not there. This is very cut out, which I like. It looks cool. I love this body. And this is a real black. I mean, and another interesting thing is, if they used a 540 body for the Black Dog, you see the horns, the sculpturing of the horns, it's much more detailed. It's much more contoured. It looks like this one. So I don't know. Interesting, because that is a 540R body with a Roadstar neck, if it's true what Joe says, and I got that from him from an interview. And if you look at the horns, 540R. Now, take into consideration the finish, because it tends to change things when you look at them, but to the JS1, to the 900. So, very faint, very detailed, and very faint. So, is there a difference between this one and this one? I think so, but not that much. So, the 900 body, which is basically a JS1000, as you know, the difference is that it doesn't have the push-pulls. This one does, because I had it done on this one anyway, because the high-pass filter is always on the 900. So this is basswood. This is American basswood. I don't know. This may be American basswood too. 9.5 inch on the 900 radius, 10 inch on the JS1, and 17 inch on the 540R. So they're basically all the same. This one's a little bit of a mystery. They make different Roadstar necks, Roadstar Custom, Roadstar 1, Roadstar 2, which is not what that is. But I think Joe actually says Roadstar series on the headstock, from what I remember from looking at old pictures. But whatever. So this is a catalog. I don't own all of them yet. I'm trying to collect them. It's got the 900 in there, which is interesting, from 2001. And it's his first year of the 900. 1998. The difference between the JS Neck Prestige and the JS Neck and the JS Shaping, I believe that the JS Neck Prestige was laser copied from one of Joe's worn in necks, so, but I don't know the details about that too much. So yeah, there you have it. So they all have the same frets on them, 6105s, I think. When you look at them, now the pearl dots are very narrow. They changed them, I believe, in 89 or something. So that's the 540R from 1987. Really cool guitar. If you get one of these, you don't have to change the pickups. These are noiseless. The C1s and the F1 sounds really good. Interesting control knobs here. They had little rubber rings in them that came off yesterday because that guy just, you know, stored it for however many decades. Original edge tremolo, which interesting. If you ever get a guitar with an edge tremolo, this doesn't fit, I have to get a proper one. If you ever get an edge tremolo and you try and lower the action, thank you Steve from Boston, by the way, because I got this yesterday and the action was really high and I could not, for the life of me, lower the action because these wouldn't screw in all the way. So interesting, when you pop these out, these two studs, they have a screw in that screw. And the screw comes out. You can unscrew the screw in that screw, which makes the screw longer. These screws were really long. So I screwed the screw in the screw, which is really screwed up, in the screw, and they became shorter. And that way I was able to give this a very nice and comfortable action. So now she's ready to be played. So like I said, if you would like to have a Satriani guitar, because the body is light, it's very sexy, it's very contoured, it's very soft and sweet, very comfortable to play, but you don't like the 9.5 radius board, which I understand because this is more like a modern Fender thing, and if you're into a flat board, then get yourself a 540R in different humbucker single coil combinations, because it has a 17-inch fretboard, and you will be very happy. These are high quality made guitars. All of them are made in Japan. The 900 was not made in Korea. God forbid it was made in Indo. Didn't exist yet back then. Made in Japan, made in Japan, made in Japan. Edge tremolo, edge tremolo, edge tremolo. PF Pro fret, PF Pro fret, C1, C1, F1. 5-way switch, 3-way toggle, 3-way toggle. 17-inch radius, 10-inch radius, 9.5-inch radius. This one, Roadstar neck, which one? If anybody knows exactly, let me know in the comments. I'd like to know, just because, you know, we all love and cherish Joe Satriani. He's a good dude. There you go. That's a shorter video than I was gonna make. I'm not gonna play them because they all sound great. And I really don't like the quote-unquote review videos where a dude just sits down and plays the guitar for 30 seconds or a minute and just shreds on it, because what do I care? Just want to see the guitar. So let's look at the 540R a little more. Fountain blue. In different lighting, it looks gray. It looks a little turquoise sometimes too, but it's actually a very cool color. Now, I don't know if I'm going to keep this. It's a very cool piece of Ibanez history, especially because they only made 72 of these. I looked it up in the catalog from back then, which I don't own, but I found a picture. Fountain blue. So yeah, they made this in different colors too. Very cool red. It's kind of like a two-tone, and blue burst and red burst, I think they're called. And you can find them with HH configuration, so it's basically a JS with a flatter board. So the board, if I can show this, it's really flat, see, 17-inch on the 540R. I don't know if you can tell, but maybe it's difficult to display it portrayed with the angle. 10-inch on the JS1. Love this guitar. Look at that black. It's black. And 9.5-inch on the JS900. So I hope this gives you a little more information than what's out there, because I happen to own all three. I know to change the body shape from the 900, the 1000, 1200, whatever you want to call it, to the new JS line guitars with the 24 frets. They changed the body shape. A lot of people that are traditional with these guitars don't like them. I haven't had the chance to play one yet, and this is missing in the evolution. But this gives you a pretty good overview from the 540R to the JS1 to the 900, which is basically a 1000. And missing is the 1200, which is the same body and different body on the new ones, but I don't have that one. And the 100s, the JS100s, they have different necks, they have different pickups, and they have different bodies, different neck joints, I think. Well, just the plate is different, I believe. Oh, the input jack is different on the 540R, see? So it'd be interesting to look at the Black Dog. It's probably here, because I don't think they put that, you know, how Ibanez does, like on the Gem guitars. Where is it? Oh, here. Here. And here on a 900, so. Let's look at them like this, too. 540R. JS1. And the 900. 900. JS1. 540R. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I love all these. And I may get another one and start a little JS collection. As you can tell, I put Gibson top hats on that. I don't know what this is. If anybody knows on the Black Dog, because I would like to know, because I am a freak. Focus, please. Because this one, these have numbers on them. And the positioning of the might be a little bit different. Is this different? The knobs? The control knobs? I'm not sure. Maybe. Oh. Is this different? I don't know. I'd have to take measurements. And then again, who cares, right? But I don't know. I don't know. The knobs are definitely different, but they could have changed it, because I know it had this one had an SSJ configuration, and they filled this out and painted it black, and it was too boring, and that's why he started drawing on it, and that's how we got the Black Dog. So, I don't know. Remains a little mystery. If you know details that I don't, let me know. Either way, these are my three ladies here, Fountain Blue, Black, and Black Pearl. Have a great day, and get you one of these, because they're really sweet guitars. Have a great day. Take care.